Boom. We're live.
Look at that. Live again.
Here we go
I
again.
feel like I feel like I've been missing out on the Wine Wednesdays,
Yeah,
and I haven't
you
seen
have.
you in a long time. It's a
Yeah,
bummer.
you haven't.
How was Wine Wednesday yesterday? How was the Château Neuf?
It was good. So Nick's great as always. Nick's always great. It was really fun. We actually, oddly or funnily or whatever, we didn't get into Chateauneuf de Pape until the end. Usually we do like the regional overview and we talk about what we're drinking and everything, but it was a hot day yesterday and I was drinking a 15.5% red wine. So, no complaints, obviously. But I had a Beau Castel that Nick forbade me. Oof, Jana.
Forbade. Forbade.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I think I need to. German's taking over my brain. So anyway, I wasn't allowed to open it. It's a 22, so I didn't open that. I opened something else. I
Oh
still
yeah.
opened Pop, but it was yeah, it was good. It was fun. You missed out, but
So which of you was able to name more of the 13 varietals that are present in every traditional Château Neuf?
yeah. I mean, it's 18, isn't it? Not 13, or what is it? I think it's.
13.
Is it 13? Oh, but you got
I
it.
mean,
Yeah.
I'm not a WSAT diploma holder, but I think it's 13.
Yeah. If you had asked me whatever, it's been a minute since I graduated. I don't like run the facts daily. Maybe I should, because you never know what Dave's gonna say to me live. Throw me under the bus. We mostly talked about GSM.
Uh,
Yeah, we mostly talked about
can you do
GSM.
5?
Grenache, Syrah, Mourvedre,
But
Saint.
can you name 5?
I am. I just fuck Grenache, Syrah,
Okay.
Mourvedre, Saint. And
Marsan Roussan.
And Viognier, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Shut up, Dave.
Okay, cool. Good. Good. So it was fun. So you had a good time.
Yeah, it was good. It was very good. And
I'm not going to miss any more.
you just
Next week is Malbec. Is that right?
let me take a look. Let me take a look.
I think
It might
next week is
actually be,
Malbec, and I'm super excited about it.
yeah, then we might have to stick to that. I know Maureen's in the background producing. Shout out to Maureen. We had toyed with the idea of changing next week to Canadian wines. Just because you keep bailing on us, and I thought that would be
Are
sad.
you
But
going to be
actually,
in Canada?
no. But I was thinking about getting a Canadian winemaker on. But she's on vacation
Oh,
and difficult, so I think we could stick to Malbec. I think our viewers are always up for a last minute change in plans. So we'll see. We'll make
yeah.
sure that you know. But if you're pumped about Malbec, then we can do it.
I'm always pumped about Malbec. Malbec's fun.
I ordered.
I mean, I'll probably talk about Cabernet Franc, but great. Still, we can talk. We can have the episode about Malbec, and I'll just talk about Cabernet Franc.
That's how it always goes. There's a theme.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you have been missing out on a lot of them. It gives me more time actually to catch up with super cool people. But yeah, I do think that everyone misses you. So
All right. Well, I'll come back. I'll come
yeah.
back. It's summertime. I've been busy. I've been running around doing a bunch of stuff. Traveling a little bit. Next, actually, next week I might be traveling on Wednesday. That doesn't mean that I can't do it, but I'm in Paris for next Wednesday. I could do Wine Wednesday but from Paris, which is
Yeah.
always fun.
Yeah.
Just because I have an AWS event until as everybody knows, we're preferred partners with Amazon Web Services, and I'm
Gotcha.
Steve Bocci, and so we're doing there's like a little mini get together in Paris, and I'm going, and Adnan is going, and we're gonna run the table and talk about AI and
Nice.
blockchain. It's gonna be super fun.
Wicked. Are you doing the hack seasons?
I am not doing the hack seasons in Cannes.
Okay.
No, I've got actually too much stuff to do here.
If Dave's flitting
Um,
about France.
mhm.
Flitting about.
No, just going for the day. I'm actually, well, not exactly, because it starts early in the morning and I want to get there. So I'm leaving the night before. So I'm spending one night in Paris,
I
but it's gonna be fun.
I think that everybody watching this live is loving this update.
Cares an awful lot about how long I'm spending in Paris with AWS. But my point is, I could do the Wine Wednesday from Paris,
Dave
which
is
would be
going to
fun.
bless us with his presence from Paris. Okay, we're holding you to it now.
All
It's
right.
set. It's online. We're
Okay.
going to tell
I'll
everybody.
get a glass of wine. Maybe I'll find a wine bar
Yeah,
and join you from there.
sounds great. Okay,
Okay.
looking forward to it.
Cool.
Um, excellent. So we've got some questions to answer.
Awesome. Oh, that's right. It's an AMA.
It's an AMA.
Ask
It's
me
an
anything. Yeah.
AMA. So ask us anything. If you guys are tuning in on YouTube or X, put your questions in the comments.
I'm
We
here on X. Like I'm live on X, live chatting with people right now.
Oh my God, this is real.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, grill Dave. Maybe start asking him how many different varietals are in okay, what are the 5 grapes that are allowed in Champagne, Dave?
I don't know.
Okay.
Gewürztraminer,
No.
Chardonnay, Pinot Noir, Pinot, uh, um, um, I used to
More
know.
than
I used
five.
to know, but I don't know anymore. There's
There's
more
more.
than five?
Yeah.
All right.
I just screwed myself over asking you that. There's 4 that most people don't know about. It's Arban, Petit Mesier, Pinot Gris,
All
and Pinot.
right.
I
Yeah,
know.
I thought it was Pinot Gris, but I was afraid to say it because I thought
Yeah.
you'd laugh at me if I was wrong.
Well, I might have. But turns out I was wrong too. So I need to go back to school.
Or
Okay.
just drink more champagne.
Or well, yeah. I'll take that. I'll take that.
I
I'll take the
think
high
drink
road.
more champagne. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. All right.
You, you go back to school. I'm going to drink more champagne. Let's go to question number 1. Are you going
Yeah.
to ask me or am I going to ask you?
I've got them here.
Okay.
I love this one. We get this one all the time. No more tasks. What's up with Earn? Okay, so those of you who have been earning points through dVIN Earn, good job, awesome. You may have had some issues. Not everybody has had issues, but we've seen a couple. We've had a couple people ask us why they can't complete tasks anymore. And the reason is we ran a pretty successful campaign a couple of months back, and we had a huge surge of engagement and new users. And obviously, what came with that nowadays, we all kind of expect this. We got a lot of bot traffic, and we had a lot of suspicious activity. So, just in order to protect the real users and maintain reward integrity, we implemented tighter security protocols. So if you are having issues logging into Earn and completing tasks, then please do let us know. We're we're on all the platforms. We're in Telegram. We've got our community on Telegram. That's an open community. If you're a member, you can write to us one-on-one. Dave and I's phone numbers and probably addresses. You can also DM us on Twitter or send us an email. There's lots of ways to reach us. We are going to look into it. What we'll need is your wallet address, and we'll be able to go in and take a look at whether or not maybe during one of our system sweeps, we lumped you guys into that accidentally. We will check it out. Just let
Maybe
us
we
know.
thought you were a bot.
Maybe we thought you were a bot. And should we have? Are
I
you a
don't know.
bot? No. Okay. So yeah, we are addressing that, but also keep an eye out on our socials. We're going to be putting up a Medium article because we will soon actually be between seasons on Earn anyways. So stay tuned for that. There's going to be leaderboards. We'll do full exports of the winter and spring airdrops. You're going to see all of the XP that you earned. And then basically there will be a seasonal pause. So we will be putting up a full article with all the details on that, probably in the next week or so. So
It's
keep an eye out.
summer, and what we think is that all of you degenerates should go out and touch grass. Go get a tan, do something other than, madly, jamming the enter button on your keyboard trying to earn XP for dVIN. So we're cutting you off, and we're saying for the next couple of months, go go outside, touch grass, go for a swim, enjoy the summer, and in the fall come back.
A little bit of sun. It's good for you basement dwellers.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
basically. Dave was
Go drink some wine in the real world.
yeah. All right. So, yeah, that was very well put. Next up, is it possible to tokenize our wines with dVIN? Does dVIN have a marketplace for private collectors to sell the tokenized wines?
Really good notes, good questions, and all coming soon. So, a couple of things to think about. So we're going to have a series of launches over the course of the next couple of months. One of them will be next week, and lots of fun stuff coming. One of the things that's on the roadmap. I mean, the first thing on the roadmap is buying tokenized wine directly from the wineries. We've just revamped the platform. That's going to be that's available actually now. I think we've got a drop happening in like 13 minutes for members, if I'm
40,
not wrong.
45 minutes.
In 45 minutes for members, if I'm not wrong, which is a pretty special thing. And if you're not there, you should be there. If you don't know, you should find out. But the first thing is that. Second thing is letting people be able to trade those wines between one another that are at a bonded warehouse, right? So I think everybody knows that whenever you buy, or most of the people that are members and that have been part of the dVIN community for a while know that when you buy wine off of the dVIN platform, you're buying directly from the winemaker, and that wine is going at some point, usually within a couple of weeks or maybe even a couple of months, the wine eventually gets delivered to Bordeaux City Bond, where it sits in an account, and your wine is stored there. And we usually provide like 2 years worth of free storage. So while your wine is at Bordeaux City Bond, so it's with a trusted custodian, you can trade that wine back and forth. So, if I buy a bottle off the platform, then I can trade it to Jana, and Jana can trade it to Rodolfo, and Rodolfo can sell it back to me. And the actual bottle stays in the same place, but we can trade it between one another. And then once somebody's willing to drink it, usually Jana, she can hit the ship button, have that bottle shipped to her, and then open the bottle and drink it. And that's all. That's great. That's kind of the normal way that things work. Now, we did build last year, kind of an experiment, a way for people to be able to take a picture of a bottle that they have at home, mint it, create a token for it, and then so create a token at home, take a bottle from home, take a picture of it, mint it, and then open it. So basically a way for private individuals to be able to tokenize their cellars at home. That was really cool. It was very successful. I think people tokenized something like 40,000 bottles of wine, like something insane happened last summer. And it was really cool. But what was really important to us is that we create that distinction between wines that are in a bonded warehouse, so they have perfect provenance, and wines that, Jana's got at home that have been sitting in the back of her car at the Walmart parking lot when it's 90 degrees outside. And because one of those is worth more than the other. So, so what we kind of sat down, and one of the things that we've really been working hard on over the course of the last few months is really working out that chain of ownership, but also chain of custody, so that when you're going to buy a bottle of wine, you can feel confident about the provenance of that bottle. So we expect all of those things, all of these little tools that we've built over the last few years, to be available to everyone, in the coming months. That's definitely on the roadmap, but we need to make sure that it's trusted, that people are going to trust it. And I don't want Jana to be able to, tokenize some bottle from home and for someone to think that bottle has perfect provenance. We need to make sure that we create those distinctions in a way that not only are on chain and immutable, but also composable by the custodians, and more importantly, really easy for a regular consumer to be able to understand, right? So I can sign in and I can be like, oh, that bottle is at Bordeaux City Bond, that bottle is at Jana's house, and be able to have that, to make that price differentiation between the two. So all of those things are coming. They're all on the roadmap. But we'll do it in stages so that it'll be completely trustable and understandable by consumers. Was that a good answer to the question, you think, Jana?
I think it's a great answer to the question, Dave. I would
Thanks.
I would go as far as saying that you nailed that answer. 10 out of 10.
Thank you very much.
All right. We touched a little bit really quickly before we take the next question on wine drop, and it's true. In 28 minutes. Nope. Yep. We're
38
gonna have
minutes.
where are we? In 38 minutes, we are gonna have a really, really maybe one of our best drops, or not bad, I don't know. One of our most exciting drops. Yeah. They're only getting better. Rodolfo's like he's a wine ninja. I don't know how he finds these things. But we are dropping the 2009 Château Mouton Rothschild. So this is first growth Bordeaux out of Pauillac. 2009 vintage is like widely regarded as one of the best and standout wines of the vintage. The Mouton Rothschild, the 2009, one of the best wines of the vintage. And I think our wine drop that we did 3 weeks ago, the last one that we did sold out very quickly. So we don't expect anything else. This is members only, as always. So another reason, if you're not already aware of or familiar with Club dVIN, to check out Club dVIN. Membership right now is still closed to referral only. So if you know somebody who's already in the club, you can always get in through a referral, or you can email Rodolfo at r@clubdvin.com and see if there's any spots free. We will eventually open up membership again. But right now, I would say send Rodolfo an email if you want to get in on this drop. It's I think he said yesterday that it's about 30% better price than you'd find it anywhere else, and guaranteed provenance
Yeah.
direct from the producer. So yeah, that's the wine drop. Next question. How is the dVIN protocol evolving to align with the principles of open protocols, and what impact does this have on transparency and interoperability in the digital wine ecosystem?
Wow. Super, super good question. Do you mind if I take that one, Jana?
Go for it, Dave.
So it's a great question. Without getting too technical, mostly because it's late in the day for me to get too technical. This is a question to ask after or to try to answer after my second cup of black coffee in the morning. But let me just say, our goal, and I published an article about this a couple of weeks ago, but our goal is to create an open universal protocol. We don't see dVIN as a specific solutions provider. We see dVIN because, and I'll tell you why in a minute, but we see dVIN as a universal protocol where many solutions providers can build on top of and use the platform to create better and better solutions for different stakeholders in the wine industry. So, what does that mean? One of the really easy, the first thing I always talk about is authenticity, right? So we could create a special on bottle tech that connects to a digital cork, and we could force everybody that uses our digital cork protocol to use our on bottle tech. And that would be cool. Maybe that's a good business, but it would limit the number of people that would be, it would have two problems. One, it would limit the number of wineries that would be interested in using it, because not every winery has the same solution or has the same needs. And two, it would mean that the solution would stagnate. Unless there's a competitive marketplace, a competitive environment for solutions, you're not always going to have the best solution. So what we wanted to create was an open platform that connects to the digital cork, where anyone who wants to create a new security device, a new on-bottle security, a new provenance prover, a new authenticity device, or a new authenticity method, they can use our open protocol to create a better and better mousetrap to make sure that the wine that you're buying is authentic and has perfect provenance from the winemaker. So instead of creating a solution, we're creating an environment or a protocol, an open protocol for lots of different solution providers to use. The same thing is true for example, for marketplaces, right? For marketplaces or trading platforms. So we could create a big global marketplace where every consumer has to come to dVIN and every winemaker has to sell on dVIN, and dVIN is like the one place where all wine is sold. The problem is that some people, like a lot of people, would want to use that, right? For example, Amazon has been trying to get into the wine business for 20 years, and they've failed every time. They've lost billions of dollars trying to get in the wine business. And the reason why is because nobody wants to buy wine on Amazon. I don't want to buy fashion on Amazon either, right? There are some things that you do want to buy on Amazon and some things that you don't want to buy on Amazon. And with wine, you kind of want to buy it from your local trusted person. So for us, we don't want to build Amazon. We want to build tools so that all your local wine merchant that you trust and you know and you've been working with forever can tap into the global marketplace. So we're trying to provide that. We're not trying to edge out the local merchant. We're trying to give the local merchant better tools and let that merchant provide much better access to wine to their consumers. And so one of the easy ways to answer that question is this. I was actually just on the phone with somebody earlier, and I said, you've probably heard, you may have heard me say this before, but if you walk into a wine shop and you look at two bottles of wine, and one of them is made by a Fortune 500 company, big business, and one of them is made by like a guy with a donkey with like 0.62 acres in Burgundy, and there's no solution in the world that's going to work for both of those winemakers. So trying to create a one-size-fits-all solution for 30,000 winemakers around the world and 10 million middlemen, that's not going to work. So what can work is if you create an open protocol where anybody can build on top of it, so that there's a standard that everybody uses all over the world. So now you've got global liquidity, but you've got lots and lots of competitive products, competitive solutions, competitive marketplaces for those solutions. So that's what I think, and that's I hope that answers the question. But like, to be clear, we are completely committed to having an open, decentralized protocol where every decision we make is about how can we ensure that every bottle of wine can use the same protocol to tokenize, so that now there can be a great competitive marketplace for lending, for example, and credit markets. But that's only going to work if there's one protocol that every bottle of wine is, because like, you're not going to have multiple lending solutions, right? You're going to have like one big lending marketplace. That's only going to work if every bottle is using the same protocol. So anyways, I'll stop talking there, because otherwise we can keep going all day, and I know we're running out of time. But that's what I think. Do you think that sufficiently answered the question, or do you think I need to go deeper?
No, I think that's good. I think one thing to clarify would be, are we still talking about investment grade wine only or all wine? Because that sounds very all wine.
I
Uh,
think we're kind of talking about all wine. I mean, we're talking about all fine wine. Let's put it that way.
yeah.
Any wine that for one reason or another, either for reasons of authenticity or reasons for global liquidity, or reasons of business intelligence or reasons of loyalty and rewards, any bottle that needs a digital cork should use the same protocol. Should use that universal protocol.
All right. Solid. I like it. Dave, you're getting more concise. Usually
Concise.
I try
I feel
and
like I droned on for like 15 minutes on that one.
no. No, but he's known to do that, guys. There's a lot locked up in Dave's head that we need to get out.
That's a
Okay.
good point.
Yeah. Okay, next question and last question. My computer is gonna die in like 10 minutes. So
So that means I got to be quick.
I'm getting
Or
more.
are you gonna? Is this question for you?
This is
I
while
think the last
waiting.
question should be for Jana.
Sure. When is the next airdrop? Everyone's asking the question. Look, we're gonna hold off on any kind of token relaunch until the markets are more cooperative. But we're heads down, we're building, we're doing all kinds of stuff to make sure that the future um, is bright, and that we're creating more value for the token and for token holders in the future. We're not just sitting around waiting for the markets. We're very busy building, and we will let you know. Have patience. But yeah, I mean, anything else to that, Dave? Other than it's really just been about timing.
Yeah, and making sure that the market is right.
Yeah.
Like, I still feel like there's way too much. Honestly, there's way too much PvP in the market. There's way too much.
Yep.
I still feel like that needs to be washed out. Like, I honestly, I, yeah, that's what I think. So I think I feel confident that there's going to be a time really soon for us to launch the token.
Mm.
Um, but yeah,
Yeah. We wouldn't be doing anyone any favors to launch it at the wrong time. So,
yeah, especially not right now.
yeah.
Too much
Awesome.
uncertainty, but
Yeah.
great, Sienna.
We did it. I think we did it, Dave.
It has been wonderful as usual.
Thanks. I agree. And the wine drop is coming up, guys. So any members, don't forget, you know what to do. Check your emails. All the details are there. Rodolfo really hit the ball out of the park with this one. So you don't want to miss it. And you will
TikTok,
see
TikTok, 25 minutes.
TikTok, TikTok. Exactly. 26 minutes. Since you wanted to correct my shitty math earlier.
Fair,
Okay.
fair.
And remember, next Wednesday, Dave is going to be joining us from Paris with a glass of Malbec and talking about Cabernet Franc, and I will be joining you with a glass of Malbec and talking about Malbec. So I got to get the last dig in before we ended this.
Awesome.
Thanks, everybody. Bye, Dave.
Bye bye.
Bye, guys. And thanks, Maureen. Shout out to Maureen.
Thanks, Maureen.
Bye, guys. I think Maureen's got to hit the not live thing.